BlacSFA, the Black Lumberjack Alumni Chapter, an official SFA Alumni Association Network.
Good afternoon, Lumberjacks. Craig Turnage here with the SFA Alumni Association. We want to welcome you all today to our Jack Chat series. We have a few very special guests with me here today, and we're going to be talking about our beloved African American Alumni Network. You know, these guys are going through a rebranding of our network. They've got a new logo, and they've been doing a lot of great things. So join me in welcoming our founders of the official SFA Alumni Network, dedicated to connecting our Black alumni, BlacSFA, which is the Black Lumberjack Alumni Chapter. So first we have Mr. Jonathan Cook, class of 2010, multimedia marketing professional from Houston, Texas. Next we have Mr. Tony Holmes, class of 2012-2015, public administration professional from Houston, Texas. Next we have Mr. Dennis Hagans, class of 2014, financial sales professional from Houston, Texas. And then finally, the assistant director of student engagement, Greek life, and the cover of the Sawdust Winter Magazine that's going to be coming to you very shortly, Mr. Seville Harris, class of 2010 and 2013. Let's give these guys a quick round of applause. Everybody in the back watching here. All right. So thanks, guys, for coming down. It means a lot for y'all taking the time to come down today with us, and we do appreciate what y'all been doing. Let me tell you, before we get started, these guys are the most professional, organized guys you'll ever see. So they've given me some good notes here. So we're gonna kick this thing off. And so I'm gonna start first with Jonathan right here, as we call him Jay Cook. Tell us how the rebranding of the African American Alumni Network started.
So it kind of kicked off with Tony and I. We've been having conversations like the last couple of years of, you know, how are we going to get back in? When are we going to get back into SFA and joining the Alumni Association and things like that? And we definitely wanted to do something with the Black alumni. So it's kind of been a bit of a hopscotch trying to figure out when you jump in and do all that kind of stuff, or double dutch rather, right? So in doing that, our conversations just started to snowball into wanting to just do something over the homecoming weekend, to, you know, sharing Black history, connecting Black graduates, doing scholarships and things like that. So from there, you know, we did have a relationship with Mike Love, who is the founder of the African American Alumni Network. And, you know, we kind of talked to him, and Tony said, you know, Cook, if you take the lead, I'm gonna follow you. So I said, okay, well, let me get in my creative bag and figure out how I can get something going. We came up with the name, and then Tony said, well, I think we need to get a couple brothers we trust that can get on board and, you know, actually put in some work. So Tony called Dennis. I called my brother from another mother, Seville. And after that, we got to rocking and rolling, and we put together a product that is very, very well put together. We want to make sure that everyone feels included. We want to make sure that we do it correctly. And before I go any further, for all of us to save us, we had support from our wives. So there are Lady Jacks involved that have they're not necessarily have our back, they're standing right beside us, and they have really supported us through this process. So we're excited to be here and get things rolling.
Very good. Well, and for you guys that are watching online with us, it's important to note the difference in between a network and a chapter. A chapter in the back was kind of an archaic term just a little bit, because it really boiled down to several individuals kind of running the thing, and the network is going to be more inclusive and include everybody and get everybody enjoying, so we don't have to really rely on one or two people. You know, we've got 4 individuals here that are the founders of this, but they're looking to bring more on board, and so that's what we're here talking about today. So that leads me right in with Tony. You guys have been working on this for some time, I know. And so tell us a little bit about the process, and then the work you guys have been doing behind the scenes. Y'all been doing a lot.
Yeah, well, thank you, Craig. Well, the first thing I'll say is that this was definitely talked about pre-COVID. So
boy, COVID's been hitting us hard. So
right, we had no idea what the world had in store, but you know, we definitely wanted to get involved. Really, this year, we knew that, you know, just 2020 just seemed like something special, but we didn't know it would be, you know, this special. But either way, we've been working on this really every week. We meet weekly. We've been meeting weekly about this. Dennis, Jonathan, myself, we're in Houston, so we have driven down to NAC more this year than the last 5 years. So, but what we want to do really is just continue what we're doing. As far as you know, the process and the organizational side of it, we've had a retreat. We came down this summer, met in the student center with our mask on, you know, just in there with our wives, like Jonathan said a second ago. And I mean, we meet on Zoom. We have everything organized, as organized as we possibly can, because we know that we have a lot of lumberjacks out there who are going to be judging and critical and saying, well, what's this going to be happening? When's this going to be happening? We have a calendar of events that we're trying to plan for 2021, and we want this thing to be successful. Like Craig said, extremely organized, extremely tactical, and really want to do our best to be inclusive. We have a lot of black graduates of SFA that want to be involved, that want to come back. Even before we've actually started this, like he said, we've been talking like, how can we get involved? What can we do? And here we are, and we know that there are others out there that want to do the same thing. And, I think that the more that we get lumberjacks who graduated to come back to the university, it's just better for everybody.
Yeah, very well said. And you guys have been given a lot of your time, talent, and treasure by coming back. And so we do appreciate that. That means a lot. And so we're looking for everybody today watching to get involved with us as well. So that goes right to Dennis then. Dennis, being a former SGA president, what does it mean to come back and then to work on an alumni project such as this?
Yeah, so Craig, and thank you for the question. I'll say for me, it's very personal. I think back to being SGA president, and the ticket that I even ran on with the vice president at the time was the SFA SU ticket. And at that time, it was an acronym for Students First and Students United. And when I think about that, it's unfinished business for me. I came in the office, I had a platform that I ran on that was definitely student first. We ran initiatives here with the administrators on campus, and I was actually able to see that change. And I think to have that position here at such a prestige university is very highly honored, and gave me a lot of experience, a lot of exposure to really work with our administration here and show that they care. So to come back, Craig, and think about how do I get to that second half of the ticket of Students United, this was the best way for me to do that. A lot that I saw with being able to have students involved in multiple capacities of organizations, I saw a need for that as an alumni. And I always had a famous quote that I live by that says, to know the road ahead is to ask those coming back. And I'm back, Lumberjacks. And not only did I come back by myself, but I brought a team with me. We decided to do this at this time, at the best time, because there was no more time to wait. This was something that was tapping all of us on our shoulders, and we're here. We're excited and we're ready. So thank you for having us.
Very good. Well, you guys really reach back far, and y'all have got a lot of the years connected now and are bringing those into the fold, beginning with Bob Williams, who serves on our board, and all throughout the years. And that is to be very well commended for that work that you guys have been doing to bring everybody together. And so looking at Seville then, with your current role here at SFA, you've got the opportunity to mentor students daily. Okay, so we've been talking about the past, bringing them in, and now bringing in some of the students. What does it mean for SFA students to rebrand this African American Alumni Network to the Black SFA?
Man, Craig, that's an awesome question. I truly believe that is something that we are very strong about, because when we got together and started having these conversations and good dialogue, there's a different experience that SFA provides for, especially for black students here at SFA, and it's something to be treasured. So a lot of times our conversation led to us like, man, what can we do, right? Because there's every lumberjack is a true lumberjack. They came to campus. And it's only certain things that you know and you feel when you're here on this campus, and what an opportunity that we have. To be able to open up those doors for the students, to be able to meet mentors like the ones that are around me, the ones that came before us, the ones that come after us, right? For us to make that connection. To know that you have people who went through the same things that you went through on this college campus, and to be able to let you know, like, hey, after you graduate, I got doors that I can open for you, because that's the biggest potential, right? You know that experience is one like no other, because I know all of us, we wouldn't trade our SFA experience for anything, right? And we know that our students will be loving to hear those stories, to be impacted by those stories, and be able to have that experience to be like, hey, I'm going to hit up Jonathan, who works for a radio station, right? I'm going to hit up Tony, you know what I'm saying? Tony, who works for different non-profit organizations, did it also in the Fortune 500 company. All these different connections for you to be able to join, right? And be able to come back and be like, hey, this is my college experience. Let me help my lumberjacks further their experience in every way, right? Whether it's, hey, I don't want to work in that field, but these are the different things I'm looking at. That means a lot. Not only in mentorship, but also too just knowing that someone came before you who can give you the ins and outs of how to do certain things. And that's the biggest potential.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you anywhere you go from the different traveling that we've done, someone's going to know SFA, and it's good to know that there's a fellow lumberjack somewhere else to make that connection.
You better know it.
It's just an awesome thing for our students to be able to have that experience and know that there's a group for them when they graduate. Because when they leave here, they're going to be looking like, hey, how do I stay involved? How do I do these certain things? And why not come and join Black SFA to be able to make those impacts, to come back for homecoming, to give into scholarships, membership equals scholarships, so therefore we can help our future students as they come.
Very well said. Very well said.
Great moment.
Well, and I know you guys have, we've talked a little bit about this, about kind of how you've gotten into your roles and what you do and now and everything, and you all have your college rings on and everything. Rings unite, right? And so by having that truly opens doors to what you're saying. And so to help those students, and I think for what you guys are doing, will help bring all that together. And that may be a piece that we've been missing a little bit. So that's a great thing. Jonathan, I want to go to you and talk about the Black mission statement. On the website, if you haven't gone, check out BlacSFA.com. Put that little plug in there, but it says on there that the Black SFA is committed to connecting past, present, and future students by sharing the barrier-breaking history at SFA. So tell us a little bit about how you guys plan to do that. Really dovetailing off what Seville just said, really.
So really we want to bridge the gap, right? And we want to share this history. We were actually here a couple weeks ago when we had to sit down with Bob Williams. And I mean, he's unpacking stories that we never heard before, right? And these are stories that you necessarily, as we were all orientation leaders, you didn't get at that moment. These are stories you only get from word of mouth, and those are the stories we want to showcase to bridge the gap and explain how he became one of the first African Americans to be at SFA, and the route in which he took to get there. So it'll be good virtual things that we'll start off doing, telling those types of stories, whether they're in a Zoom format or it's a recorded type of vignette or something like that. But we definitely want to tell those stories and, really share the history. So that's a major part of what we want to do, what we want to share. Willie Jean Whitaker, the first Black graduate from SFA. So those are things that, we were all involved on campus. We bled purple and everything like that. But, these are stories that, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know of. So those are the things we want to share for students, future students, those that are on the cuff and making the decision of, well, what university do I want to attend? Where do I want to go? By telling those stories and showcasing that history, it will basically lean to enrollment and things down the line in the future.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Bob was just here. He's on our alumni board, and he had his grandson in here and was looking at the old yearbook pictures and everything. And I tell you, his grandson said, "Granddad, is that you?" He goes, "Yeah, that's me. Look a little different, don't it?" So I tell you, Bob, those guys are great. And and that not just goes, it goes for everybody, all of our alumni, and getting them back and reconnected with us. That's to what you're saying is spot on. I'm gonna go to Dennis, then I'll come back to Tony. So Dennis, another key focus of the Black SFA is to preserve the legacy of Black SFA students. Tell us a little bit about what that means to you.
Yeah, so to me, that allows us the opportunity to really showcase a lot of the successful Black alum that we do have here at SFA. And I'll say, when you really dig deep down into that, you start to find some connections that you didn't even know existed. And I think that's been a lot of our experience at just rebranding this, was to go back, all the way in history and see how do we really connect those dots. I think as we've done that, we found that there's a whole lot out there from an alumni standpoint than we knew about, and that's what we really want to bring. More importantly, I think it's the connection that we can have with the students on campus. When you think about how do you preserve legacy, it's not just so much the alumni that have already walked this path, but it's those that's currently walking it to extend their hand back and really say, hey, you can have this same path and walk as I did. One thing that I found about coming to SFA was the campus itself. And when I think about the campus itself and all the projects that student organizations are doing, that administrators are doing to really keep this place home, that's very important. And so when we look at the students that are on campus, I'm proud to come back and see certain things like the Black Caucus exists for all of our Black organizations on campus. And so how do we support that that's now on campus campus to continue building that bridge for more students to come. So I think Jonathan and all of us has been onto it to say that it's about building that bridge and making sure that it stays there for all the future students, and definitely a strong bridge for us to cross and walk across that stage into alumnihood. So we're just getting started, but I think the biggest message to really take away from us rebranding this is really being able to preserve that legacy, not just for those alumni that are current, but the future alumni that we're going to have to come as well.
Very well said. Well, and we hit on this just a little bit ago, but I think Jonathan talked a little bit about it, but I'm going to ask Tony, one of the fundamental purposes of Black SFA is to provide scholarships for the future, which is important. We need those. And and for current SFA students. So tell us a little bit about your plans for the scholarship front.
Yeah, well, it makes me think about what Dennis just said. We came back here a few weeks ago, and we got a chance to meet a few students who were on campus. They were actually upstairs in the Office of Multicultural Affairs. They were just watching a movie, just having a good time. But Veronica, the director of OMA, she actually introduced us to Lauren, who is the president of the Black Caucus, like Dennis just mentioned. And when we told her what we were doing, her face just lit up. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about right there. It's making all the faces light up for students that are here at SFA. And what we plan to do, we need the help and support of Black alumni, first of all, to help us do what we want to do with the scholarships. You can't have a scholarship without dollars. So we are going to be asking for your dollars for membership. I mean, that is just a part of the process. So be expecting that and be supportive and understand that the money that's donated to this cause that we're doing is going to students. We want students to be supported. I think about my time at SFA, both times, as an undergrad and my master's program, and I wish I would have had a black group, to help me out, with giving me a scholarship. But on a serious note, though, even though that may not have existed during my time or our time, that's why we're here, to fill in the gap, build the bridge, and make sure that it goes on forth. So that's why we're here. That's our plans, and we can't do it without y'all. Like Seville said earlier, membership equals scholarship.
Mm-hmm. Very noble cause, so we want you all to get involved. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that. I'm going to go to Seville and talk about one of the biggest events that we do for alumni each year, homecoming. And so what would you say to get Black alumni, to get them back to NAC for 2021? How are we going to do that?
That's a great question, Craig. So, of course, I would say, man, as a former Student Activity Association coordinator, who
right.
overseen SAA and helped out with homecoming a lot, it makes me excited.
Yeah.
Because I know numerous of times when my brothers come down, we're always looking, what can we do? And a person who works it, I'll be like, man, what things we can do and what we can't do. But of course, this opportunity lets us work with the Alumni Association to create different events that, feel that vibe that makes you want to come back, right? Of course, come out to tailgate, get some good barbecue and hang out and meet your friends and stuff like that. But also to have that opportunity to come on campus, see the different things, see the different murals that we added on campus, but also to have stuff that you're going to be able to come to. As Craig said earlier, we are an organized group of brothers and ladies who are going to be planning everything out to the T. So, of course, when you sign up with this organization, you're going to know homecoming is coming up, and these are events of what's going to be happening.
That's right.
Here's where you can stay. Here's all these different options for you to do, because we know that the biggest part of you becoming an alumni is being able to come back to your alma mater and being able to cheer them on during their homecoming week, but also get to relive those awesome moments.
That's right.
That's right. While we're here.
That's right.
But also to be able to educate the legacy of the different things and bring your kids, bring your nephews and nieces for them to come like, hey, I went to school here. Because a lot of times we know that for a fact is literally something that gets that student to come to that college.
That's right.
For them to do that, but also too, it warms my heart to know that when they get to come back down here, hey, I have something new to show them. I have an event for them to go to. That's what we're going to be all about, because we want to make those connections. Young, old, new, wise, everybody coming together with everything, not only also to participate in giving back, but also to just to have the experience, get the new style hats that SFA is putting out.
Sure.
Get to see the new locker room or different things like that. That's what we're going to be all about, because, participating in the homecoming parade and, being at the tailgate tent with the alumni association is something that if you haven't been back, it's something that you got to
need to come check it out.
Because it's an experience like no other. Because there's a whole bunch of new things that we're doing. There's a lot of new people for you to meet. And there's a lot of opportunities that you might not know you had the opportunity to do while you were here on campus that you can educate someone else do and also give back to that. So it's an awesome opportunity that we're excited about to host these different events along with the Alumni Association, but also to the connection of the memories that we're going to make. I'm saying, oh my God, I haven't seen my roommate, in like 13 years. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I remember when Dennis was dancing. And that's and that's the things. That's the things that we're so excited about, because we're going to totally kick that door open to know when you come back here, you're going to have a good time, and you're going to be able to make those memories to know that you can come back every year.
You better know it. You better know it. Very well said. And also building a legacy. Yep. So what you're talking about is a legacy. Having your kids come here, your family members come here, and that's important. And it's really good that you guys have that going. Yes, I mean, that helps us build the brand, certainly. All right, so we've been talking a lot about this. Now, we'll come to Jonathan, and we're going to talk a little bit, how do you get involved? How do you join? How do you get involved in this? So tell us, how do we do that?
Well, you can get involved. It's simple ways you can get involved. You can go to BlacSFA.com. That's BLACSFA.com, and join there. The membership equals scholarship. So by becoming a member, those dollars are going directly towards scholarships. We do have to build a fund in order to give those scholarships out. So join us, become a part of the organization, become a part of the network. We do have plans. Obviously, it's COVID right now. We're in that season, in that time. So our plan is to cultivate, curate, and do some different types of events come 2021. But in order to do those, we do have to have membership, and we also have, incentives for joining. So all of the incentives that you would normally get by joining the Alumni Association, you get those. Plus, you also get incentives from BlacSFA as well, including a cool T-shirt, the BlacSFA T-shirt as well. So you get that type of engagement, and you get the shirt to wear. So we have shirts that'll be available by joining. You'll get that shirt, and you get to be a part of. So go to the website blacksfa.com and actually engage with it. Check out the mission statement. Check out the vision. Check out the photos and things that we have, and join. Membership equals scholarship, and we need your help. We need your support. And somebody great once said, if everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. So if everybody just does a little bit and do their part, by the time we get to homecoming, we can have those fun things that Seville was talking about. We can do everything that we need to do to grow this network, grow this platform, to one day be something great once again. So.
Very well said. Well, and I'm sitting here with a lot of stars right here today. I really am. And we were fortunate to catch one of them before he speaks tonight. So Mr. Tony Holmes is going to be speaking tonight. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on over there with the Office of Multicultural Affairs.
Yes, so today is the Kente Cloth graduation ceremony. It's happening in the movie theater from 6 to 8 p.m. The Kente Cloth is just an opportunity for students who participated in the Office of Multicultural Affairs throughout the year to be awarded outside the normal graduation. So I have a great opportunity to be the keynote speaker. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Maybe, but we'll be talking about, different nuggets, different tips, things that we wish we would have known when we were about to graduate. Literally, I want to think about myself in those seats right before I took that undergraduate walk. So that's what's going on. I'm excited to do it. Glad to be here. It's all nostalgic, really, even to be sitting in here in the alumni office. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we get a good turnout. And if not, we understand that COVID's here. Hopefully it's recorded and it's spread to the students across the campus. So looking forward to that.
Good. Well, I really want to thank each one of you for all the work that you've done. You have put a ton of time, effort, and energy into this, and we appreciate it. Thank you. And I know that this is going to be building upon what's already there and growing it even more. And so we're super excited about this opportunity, and we want to invite everybody that's watching today. If you're not a member, you need to join today, okay? And go to the BlacSFA.com. Make sure to check that out.
Even one more thing with joining, just because, even if you're not an alumnus right now, you can still join. So parents can join, current students can join. There is a tag opportunity there as well. And our first year graduates, we'll introduce that tonight as Tony is speaking. We don't know what he's talking about yet, but we'll figure that out. But they'll be able to join as well. So even if you don't even have went to SFA or have anybody going to SFA, just throw your money this way, sponsor somebody else. That way they can be a part of it as well.
Donations are accepted.
And Jay, will you tell them about the social media, all your social media handles? Because I know that's important. Everybody's on social media, so we've got them. So tell us what those are.
You can follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, BlacSFA. That's at BlacSFA. That's BLACSFA. So Black Lumberjack Alumni Chapter. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're working on a YouTube page as well. So once we get the content going, our goal is to continue to tell our stories, get content out there, and showcase the rich history of Black Lumberjacks.
Yeah,
all the way through, man.
That's
it's gonna
right.
be awesome, and we're gonna be very engaging on there too. So don't forget, hop in there. We're gonna be asking you to tell some of your great memories that you had here with all the different things we have coming up. Also, to stay up to date what things are going on here at SFA too, as well. So.
Yeah, we've got some big things planned for the spring. So now is the time to join, folks. Come check us out. Come hit us on social media. Come check out our website. So this has been our Jack Chat for today. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Certainly appreciate you guys once again for coming down, taking your time out today.
We thank you too, Craig.
Hey,
You and
hey,
your staff, man, it's been awesome.
We appreciate you guys. Hey, and as always, act some jacks.
BlacSFA, the Black Lumberjack Alumni Chapter, an official SFA Alumni Association Network.